Hello, what's up YouTube? We had a small weekly break from the weekend videos, but this week we're back. It looks like this weekend I'm gonna be kind of disabled as my foot still fucking hurts after I sprained it like 2 weeks ago. The doctor told me it would stop hurting, but that's not the case, so we'll see what happens.
And as for you, Mama, judgment time.
So I keep recommending party films, but I haven't recommended a true popcorn film. But sometimes that's just what a party needs. I want to recommend Dread, released in 2012 and directed by Pete Travis. This film is based off Judge Dredd, the longest running and most famous comic strip of the comic magazine 2000 AD. The film takes place in a nuclear wasteland, and humans live in these megastructures called megablocks. They're extremely tall buildings that can basically house shopping malls, but a ton of people are stuffed in them. Slums and skyscrapers. Oh wait, that's actually a picture of Hong Kong. In Dredd, you meet Judge Dredd and Judge Anderson. They execute criminals without trial, basically. Our two main judges discover that there's this drug that sort of makes the world kind of slow, and it's seeping through the whole city. They find out which megastructure they have to go to find who's dealing these drugs, and her name is Mama. Unfortunately, Mama finds out she's there and she shuts down their megastructure. This creates a very action-packed sequence of events that probably would remind you of something like Die Hard and The Raid. But yes, this film has good shitty violence. The two judges are armed with a sort of voice-controlled gun, does crazy things. Dude, technology, am I right? And Mama herself is basically armed with the whole building. She kind of looks like my philosophy teacher in college though. And she has a sick scar. Her face is just one of the many fun, expressive faces in this film. Well, maybe not Judge Dredd's face. He's kind of too cool for her expressions. And the popular drug in this film is pretty cool, especially since there's camera scenes that are used in conjunction to film how tall some of these megastructures are. It's good architecture eye candy. It's kind of a similar reason why the Blade Runner movie generally is liked more than the book it's based on. The masses forced into a small congested space is always very interesting visually. It also makes small unimportant spaces mean more. And it's cool to see how this type of slum megastructure acts. It has a theater, its own strip mall, a skate balcony park even. Kinda seems like a fun place to live in, except the fact that a monstrous villain lady has the ability to shut your whole building down. Huh, I wonder if this world would have dealt with the coronavirus better than we did.
You can't decide matters of the heart. It is madness to try.
There once was a time when Totally Spies was totally dominating, and everyone had these Totally Spy dolls. Good memories. In these old days, an extremely comfy film, DBS, or Debs, was released in 2004 and directed by Angela Robinson. Allow me to recommend this film for those who are in need of a snuggle or an acute relationship mood. Debs is about a team of 4 high school spies who are led by the most promising spy ace student this school has ever seen. Her name is Amy. Amy is writing an academic paper on the world's greatest super crime lord, Lucy Diamond, who always leaves behind a bunch of diamonds at her crime scenes and no one has ever seen her. In other words, whoever meets her will not survive. Kinda like Mansa Musa of Mali actually.
In fact, his spending may have destabilized the regional economy, causing mass inflation.
The team of Debs track Lucy talking to a villain at a restaurant. Unbeknownst to them, however, Lucy Diamond is a lesbian, and they just ruined her date, which she did want to get out of, because who wants to marry a Russian assassin, am I right? During this failure of a date, Lucy and Amy come face to face, and bam, instant attraction, and thus, Amy becomes the only person who has met Lucy Diamond and survives it. And Debs follows this incredible relationship of people from 2 worlds. The question becomes, will true love win? What makes Debs such an enjoyable film is the fact that it doesn't try to hide what it is, an absolute cheesy goodness. In Debs, you get a bunch of fun classic high school tropes, strict teachers, teenage friend drama, and boys. Also, no one can deny it's fun to watch Devin Aoki smoke cigarettes here, and here, and here, And here, and here, and here.
But I love to see the girl smoke in my bed.
Debs is a film about plaid skirt school spy girls and a young attractive supervillain. Get all your fetishes and comfiness with one stone. Wait, did I just reveal something I shouldn't have? I also love this catchy pop soundtrack with hits from the girl rock group Garbage, like Parade. One of the funnest guitar riffs from The Only Ones. Debs' OST is filled with these sort of famous but a little offbeat hits, and everyone is bound to have their own favorite song. The OST definitely goes extremely well with Debs' cheesy montages, which makes any passing of time in Debs feel like a party. It's a film that will make anyone want to be a teenage spy girl, especially me. For the film fans who just had their heart broken and need to fall in love quickly again, let me recommend another romance film that's a little more bottomless. Labyrinth of Dreams, directed by Gakuru Ishii and released in 1997, is about a girl named Tomiko who is a bus conductor and her love for her bus driver. The problem? There is a serial bus driver killer who kills his conductors after having affairs with them. She suspects her lover might be this serial killer bus driver, but she can't help herself. She continuously gets closer to him. Labyrinth of Dreams is a spectacle and absolutely doomingly gorgeous. Shot in black and white, the contrast of the film creates some of the palest and whitest Japanese faces you'll see on camera. There's a touch of danger and death throughout the whole film. Also, pay attention to what moves and what doesn't move. Movement circles around still figures, and that gives the film that unique isolation that feels almost ghastly. Lots of times, when what is being filmed is moving, the camera is still. And when the camera is moving, what is being filmed is still. Labyrinth of Dreams is a film about loving danger. It's a quiet and self-devastating film. This type of self-destructive love may feel familiar to everyone who knows they should get over him or her, but can't right now. And they just want to dwell in those sad, slightly toxic feelings for a bit. Let this film be your companion for this weekend if that's the case. You'll even start rooting for Tomiko to head towards that destructive path. I guess the question is, will you root for her to come back from it? If this weekend you're in the mood for some style without any substance, check out A Man with a Moving Camera. This film was released in 1929 and is released by Dziga Vertov, one of the earliest essay films. It's basically a city symphony of 4 cities, 3 Ukrainian cities, Kiev and Odessa, Kharkov, and Moscow. It follows Mikhail Kaufman, known for some of his early Soviet films such as In Spring, An Unprecedented Campaign. Kaufman films throughout all 4 cities, and a camera follows him doing it. This film will make any editing fan excited. The pace of the shots and how they move into one another feels so rhythmic. There's a lot of energy in this type of pacing. Repetitive montages set moods, and the superimposed images of trains combine into people out of nowhere. There are a lot of cuts that are meant to draw on parallels between 2 scenes of images. If you really enjoy this type of editing messages, you'll get a huge kick out of A Man with a Moving Camera. Watching Kaufman film is a joy too. Seeing Kaufman film gives a type of perspective of how physically challenging camera work was back in the day. And you start to wonder how Vertov is getting the shots you're watching of Kaufman. It becomes a sort of double gaze. Kaufman is watching or filming. Vertov is watching Kaufman watching. And we are watching Kaufman watching through Vertov. I also love seeing all the old cities and what they looked like. You get to see a lot of different lives in the cities. Workers, families, smiling, games, and different activities. There's actually even a beach episode, like a school anime. Alright, that's it for the weekly videos. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed these videos. Also, if you do watch them or have watched them, leave a comment below. I don't go into depth in these weekly videos, so if you want to have a real conversation about it, I'm happy to. Just leave a message below so I can respond and we can have fun talking about movies. Until next time then.